This is the story of a bad gig from early in my production career and the lessons that I took from it. I'm a DP and editor in the Boston area. I co-own a production company and I also do freelance DP work as well. In 2007, I graduated college and was looking for any kind of freelance work I could find. Craigslist was really the only thing that was generating any leads for me. One of them I finally decided to pick up. It was a marketing company and they needed hours and hours of content for final deliverables. The producer asked me my rate. I said $30 an hour. I'd been doing editing gigs semi-professionally for about 5 years at this point. He pushed back and said, "No, this work is pretty easy. $20 an hour is fine." I said, "Okay." Keep in mind, this is 2007. I did a test to see how much the rendering time would take. So I went back to the producer who was my contact and I said, "Listen, I'm sorry. I don't think this is going to work out. Do you have any flexibility on the deadline?" He's like, "Absolutely not. This is, set in stone. You need to figure this out." I figured if I can impress him, maybe this is going to be a foot in the door for the industry. I'll get more work with this marketing company going forward. All right, let me crunch the numbers. If I worked 14 hours straight per day for 2 weeks, exported my deliverables throughout the night, I could barely get these done within the deadline. So I got to work. Meanwhile, this producer was calling me between 5 and 10 times per day. "What's your status? How's your progress? What video are you on now?" I was making great progress, as he found out each time. I was never behind schedule, but he was constantly calling me. It became so bad that every time my phone would vibrate, I would have like a panic response thinking, "Oh no, it's this guy again." Needless to say, I didn't have the fondest feelings for this guy. So we had some bad blood by the end of this job. It was done. I got paid, thankfully. Years later, the production company that my college friend and I co-own actually started getting some traction. And instead of me having to troll through Craigslist for the odd job, clients were actually coming to us and offering decent budgets for quality work. It was a very fulfilling time. And one of these potential clients was that same producer, now with a different marketing company, who clearly had forgotten who I was. So we simply responded that we were at capacity and were unable to take on new work at this time. I have to apologize at this point. I know that this is not a satisfying story for me to professionally decline the job from this jerk instead of busting in and going, "Do you recognize this face from all those years ago? How dare you, sir?" I didn't do that. I promise. It would make me very happy in the moment to have done that. I think it's better. It's for the best that I didn't do that. I ultimately took some great lessons from this experience. When pay is at this level, the appreciation or gratitude from the work that's received is also at this level. You'd think it would be the opposite. You'd think that there'd be a bargain mentality of, "Oh my gosh, I'm only spending this much, but I'm getting this as a result." I'm not sure why. That has not been the case in my experience. I want to be clear though. This is not to say that you should never do free or discounted work, especially when you're starting out. Here's what I would say though. If the client is asking you for the discount or for the freebie, think pretty hard about that before saying yes. Why don't you approach a potential client and say, "Hey, I appreciate what you're doing. It has the potential to really elevate my production reel. It could be a great relationship. I want to work with you. Here's a free video," or "Here's a heavily discounted video. What do you think?" Make sure the freebie is your strategy instead of just a passive acceptance of a cheap rate from a bad client. This is pretty different style content than what I've been making lately, so if this resonated at all, please like and comment to help send that message that you'd like to see more of this type of content. All right. Bye.